Welcome everyone to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. Today we're going to talk about book one of the Killingworth Bogman saga, which is the Killingworth Bogman. We'll also have a video out there for Carolina Tobacco Geist. But maybe we go through the beginning of the Bogman book. The Bogman may have been killed in the rites of the goddess Nerthus, mentioned by Tacitus in Germania, in which victims were ritually drowned. In his book Beowulf and Grendel, Grigsby suggests that the ingestion of ergot through the tobacco medium was part of the Nerthus cult, and that the subjugation of this religion was by the Danes in the 5th and 6th centuries, laying behind the epic tale of Beowulf, Bensamagos, tobacco ceremony of the Bogman. They who control the money supply control a nation. Look no further than those forces controlling tobacco as an underground currency, and you will understand. Attributed to Alexander Hamilton, 1791. The mother of tobacco is a snake. Jeremy Narby, the cosmic serpent. The Killingworth Bogman is a collection of stories tracking appearances of the Killingworth Bogman that trace back to the town of Killingworth, Connecticut, back to the American Revolution times, and before that. You can see from the dates here, 1755, 1848, 1960s, 1990s, 2000s, with an entry to 1666, and many appendix of evidence. So we see here the quotes from the Middletown Mercury, the story of L'Homme Dieu, who was a French trapper from the French and Indian Wars, call out to the tobacco geist of the Carolinas, various appearances of the Bogman, and then collections of different documents documenting the Bogman. So there's McCrae and Joseph family trees, there's critical essays, there's Lovecraft studies linking the Bogman to Lovecraftian horror. There are artifacts that were destroyed in a Bogman fire. There's the secret history of tobacco, tarot and astrological readings, Bogman film stills, and the glossary of proper names. There's a poem called The Bogman Cometh, 1999, by Will McCrae. Prologue. Tall men of Haddam, stay away. There's a Bogman come down Killingworth way. Blackened leather he got for skin. His cursed blood flows from Indian kin. Swinging noose round neck he choke. Nostrils flared with tobacco smoke. Hang him, shoot him, burn him nigh. He will not die, he will not die. Rise again from bogs of peat. Undying terror, eternal repeat. Howling, howling, leather throat. An Indian curse tobacco money wrote. He burns again, he burns again. His vengeance will not cease. Killingworth knows no peace. Introduction. The book you are holding in your hands is a collection of artifacts. Why artifacts? Because the things that are found or created and then rediscovered by later generations are the ruins of the past, collected and brought to light. In the case of the Killingworth Bogman, some of the artifacts may in fact be of questionable authenticity if we limit our understanding to the commonplace. For all things here were created and now exist, even if only among the few who know and fear. For the questions will continue to be asked of this body of works by the departed Will McCrae Jr., expertly collected in here with the curator's eye of the editor, and they'll always remain unanswered. We may never know what inspired McCrae Jr. to work on the Killingworth Bogman, and there'll always be those who claim fabrication and hoax, pitted against those who stare wide-eyed from some best-forgotten memory or encounter. And so the artifacts are left to stand as evidence, bits of history pieced together by the many hands over a time frame that cross not only the history of America, but the spirit of the American soil that has been tended to by many hands in the custodians of this land. This book will explore these works of McCrae, the Bogman Collection, a handful of artifacts that claim the existence of the Killingworth Bogman. There are more artifacts that this book collects and explores, just as ages have known more than one Bogman to rise from the mire. And as this book exposes the artifacts, it also preserves them, as you will learn of the lives lost through the ages of these connected to these events. An initial artifact is the article from the Middletown Mercury, reproduced in this section in facsimile, along with the 2 feature articles transcribed and reprinted for legibility. It was this article that not only documented the first known Bogman, first known to the European settlers, for the Indian lore of the Connecticut River Valley had a great tradition which mentioned the evil of those bog-spawned black leather-skinned ghouls. In the same article that inspired the hysterical narrative, a Killingworth Bogman, as well as the article itself as was discovered in that same town's library once the modern Bogman was raised from the past. An almost sure indication of it having been planned there by McCrae himself, say the critics. A second artifact is the sound recording of the Song of the Killingworth Bogman, inspired by that same newspaper article. It was recorded in the 1960s by a local band. There'll be a link to the SoundCloud below for a recording of that. It had been played around until tragedy struck those band members as well. And yet several of these 45 RPM records do exist from the Killingworth Library, to catalog of American music memorabilia in Japan, finally to the collection of Mr. Vrilja, a Helsinki-based black metal enthusiast. McCrae claimed the recording to have been made during an actual Bogman attack and has so captured the audio of the preternatural howl. The third artifact of the collection is a correspondence between William Joseph, called the Tobacco Geist of the Carolinas. Joseph Jr. was the son of an early witness to the undead Bogman, and late in his life took to writing not only the accounts told to him by his father on that faithful day in Boggy Creek Cemetery, but also makes a case to be known of the Tobacco Geist of the Carolinas, named by the German tobacco farmers of 150 years ago, lay at a crossroads of sorts between the American will to tame the land and the spirit of the land known to the Native American Indians who were the first stewards of this place. A spirit which did not want to be tamed and perhaps was resisting. And rising from that crossroads, a case can be made that the Tobacco Geist and the Bogman may be 2 undying and restless adversaries hewn from the same cloth. A fourth artifact is the screenplay and storyboard drawings of the Killingworth Bogman, a proposed teleplay, created for a modern-day eyewitness of the most recent rising of the Killingworth Bogman this century. McCrae's Bogman film would be a comic twist to the tragic events that took place in October 1999, with a fire that many claim was caused by the Bogman. No survivors lived to tell, unless it survived that hellish blaze. For teleologically, at this end question that McCrae left us, and this book is the artifact that brings you, the reader, into proximity of the arms of this curse here entertained. All these artifacts play an important role in the historical unfolding of the events and offer a sort of documented proof, albeit circumstantial, that this is more than half hysteria. Events described in the work were real. Aforementioned artifacts are not the ones exposed here in the volume, but truth be known, there are others held back, hidden from the public eye for reasons just or nefarious. I have my suspicions and my opinions. In part, the decisions of the Killingworth Historical Society, with the wisdom of good shepherds protecting their flock, to look away from these horrific events and omit any reference to McCrae or Bogman from the town's legends and histories. What New England town would want to reveal publicly such a horror? Indian curses, undead Bogman with black leathery skin rising from the mire to terrorize the otherwise placid woods. While I cannot claim they guard any secrets to obfuscate the mystery, including the knowledge of what transpired in the 1999 burglary of the Skull and Bones Society at Lale, which led to McCrae's death, this volume will stand apart as a warning and a beacon of light to illuminate what a fearful few would choose to hide. One cannot fault their intentions, issued forth with that beloved strength and charm of the New Englander, for were it known to the public that fear lurks beneath the wet lands and granite of that small town, who knows what ill effects it would have on the general population. The Indians of old employed powerful medicine delivered from shamans of their tribes to exorcise the dark spirits and protect her peoples. We should pray for their return to that wisdom for all our sakes. Here's a facsimile print of the Middletown Mercury. Strange goings-on down in Boggy Creek Lane. Tales of Nom Dieu. And maybe just a quick flip through the book. Looking at some handwritten writings. Some encounters, some newspaper clippings, various books, Some photographs of the Bogman. Some of the Catu journals out of Lovecraft's Providence make their first appearance here. Secret History of Tobacco, Tarot and Astrological Readings, and film stills of the Bogman film and paraphernalia. The Bogman Cometh film. Something is seen bursting into flames here. Timelines and index. So that's the quick intro to the Killingworth Bogman. Links are below if you're interested. It really help to support the channel. Also doing podcasts this month on Frank Herbert's Dune. So if you're interested in that, and you can check out our other channel, Pontos Fathom Hobbies, where we're doing some game playthroughs of Dune, various Lovecraftian games, and Conan by Monolith. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, share, and you can also check out our Patreon link below to help support the channel. We really appreciate it as we're trying to grow the channel. So thanks a lot, and see you next time. We'll also be doing a video for the Carolina Tobacco guys to follow up, and check out our Dune Revenant review as well, coming out this month. Thanks everyone, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.